Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for the iREAD Showcase. My name is Gretchen Schultz. I'm the Tween Librarian at the Schaumburg Township District Library, and I am the Showcase Coordinator for iREAD for this year. We're going to go ahead and get started with our presentation. Okay, so we're so excited to share more information with you about this year's Reading Colors Your World for 2021, and as well as give you an introduction to the next 2 years for iREAD. Here is our agenda for the day. We're going to start off with going through the themes over the next 3 years, do some introductions of the chairs, and I'll introduce to you the chair for this year, for 2022 and 2023. We'll go through some example programming videos for families, for teens, and for adults. There will be a swag showcase showdown. And then at the end, we'll introduce the theme for 2023 and show how you guys can vote for the tagline. And we'll wrap up then, and then we'll be available for questions at the end. So today here with me, I have Alex Annan. She is the Reading Colors Your World Chair. She's working at Homer Township Public Library District. I have Becca Boland. She's the 2022 Chair for Read Beyond the Beaten Path, and she's currently at Skokie Public Library. And I have Donna Block with me from Niles, Maine Public Library District. And she is the chair-elect for 2023 with the overall theme of voice, with the final title to be determined. And this is now where I'm going to pass it over to Becca.
Hi all, thank you, Gretchen. Welcome. We're so glad that you all are here. My name is Becca Boland. I'm the Supervisor of Advisory Services at the Skokie Public Library. And we are so excited to share all things about iREAD with you. So I'm just going to give you a brief introduction to iREAD if you are new to us, or maybe give you some information that you didn't know before. iREAD is has existed since 1981. The first iREAD theme was A to Zebra, so we've come a long way from that. Just so you all know, it is created by librarians for librarians, and that's something we're really proud of. And the way that we do that is that the chair chooses kind of an overall theme. You saw with Donna's that it was voice, but there's no tagline like Reading Colors Your World or Read Beyond the Beaten Path. So the committee talks about kind of what broader theme that they want, and then we take it to all of you and we ask you, when you're thinking about voice and summer reading and libraries, what does that mean to you? And then we get some ideas for taglines, and then again, we come back to the greater library community and say, which of these sounds great? Which of these is something that you think that you can do programming around, that you can create decorations around, all of that other good stuff. So that's a little bit about kind of the process. There's actually a really great article on iReadProgram.org about the history of iReads from when we celebrated our 25 years. So if you're the type of librarian who likes to get into the nitty gritty, go and read that. You don't need me to read it to you. Over the years, we've gone from small, just in Illinois, to creating partnerships all over, not only the country, but the world. We currently are partners with California. All of California uses the iREAD theme, and we actually have representation on the iREAD committee from California so that we can work in conjunction with one another to help create the program. We have also added a number of partner states like Iowa and Alaska and Minnesota and Oregon and Washington. And we are so excited to have them on board with us. And we hope that it will make for a richer, more interesting resource guide. I mean, it's already rich and very interesting, but now we're going to have voices from all over the country contributing to it. And we'll get to that a little bit later. As far as the graphics are concerned, Alex is going to show you some of the amazing artists that we have for 2021. I'm going to share with you some of the great artists that we have for 2022 in just a little bit. But it's important that you know that once you've purchased the resource guide, all of the graphics, all of the art, all of the information is yours to use however you see fit. So if you want to use just one artist's work for the summer and you want to save some of the other work to do a winter reading program or to, do a theme for a Friends of the Library fundraiser or something like that, that's fine. As long as you're not like putting it on t-shirts and selling them. Other than that, it's yours to do with as you'd like. If you want to hold on to it and then in 4 or 5 years, once the kids have gotten a little older, use the graphics for something else, you're welcome to do that too. And that's part of the beauty and wonder of iREAD, that those graphics are for you. Every year, we also create a number of incentives that you can purchase to give away to staff, to give away to your patrons, just to use as decorations. And there's some stuff that's always there, things like bookmarks, pre-made reading logs, pencils, all of those kind of great stuff. But then every year we choose some stuff that is specific to the theme as well for you to purchase. And we encourage you when this is over to go to the iReadprogram.org and look at the store and see all of the fun and wonderful stuff that we have available for you. There's so many great t-shirts. You can see one that I'm wearing right now for 2021 Reading Colors Your World with the Hervé Toulet art. But of course we have Oliver Jeffers t-shirts and UA more and all of the little graphics that we have will have a corresponding t-shirt. And there's always a staff t-shirt too. So if you want everybody to have a t-shirt for the summer, we got you covered. You don't have to make your own. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. We've got everything you need. So yeah, and we're going to go into more of the nitty gritty of the year by year stuff in the future as we go through the presentation, not like in the future, but in a couple minutes. And so we'll cover all of the things, hopefully, that you might need to know about the program. But if we don't, there is going to be a question and answer session at the end. And we will, at least a couple of us will be around to answer any questions that you might have that we didn't get to in this particular presentation. And so with that, I'm going to send it over to Alex so that you guys can have a little bit of information about all of the amazing things that we have in store for you next summer.
Great, thank you, Becca. I'm Alex. I'm the Adult Services Manager at the Homer Township Public Library. I am the 2021 Chair for Reading Colors Your World. The broad motif of colors provides a context for exploring humanity, nature, culture, art, and science, as well as developing programming that demonstrates how libraries and reading can expand your world through kindness, growth, and community. Library patrons young and old will be encouraged to be creative, try new things, explore art, and find beauty in diversity. Read a book and color your world. We're going to take a look at the 2021 PSA.
What are those? What do they look like? They look like eyes, or maybe donuts. Ooh, what's that? I don't know. What do you think? I think it looks like a celebration. I think those are fireworks. Beautiful. That looks like a trail of jelly beans. I wonder where they lead. Maybe to the library? What do you see? How does reading color your world? Join the library for a celebration of reading, programs, and all things colorful.
Great, well, thank you. So you might recognize a voice in there. That is actually our 2022 chair, Becca Bolin, and her son. That PSA can be found on the iREAD YouTube page or on the iREAD website. And you can put that onto your own social media, onto your website. If you have TVs in the library, you can go ahead and play that. But you can use it however you see fit, and we encourage you to use it to help publicize the summer reading program. So on this slide, we have our 2021 featured artists. We have Oliver Jeffers with his crayons, Juji Morales. She's got a beautiful, colorful artwork. We have Zach Lenner with our teen artwork, and we have Reading Colors Your World, our poster that's behind Gretchen right now by Hervé Toulet, and that's our all ages and adult poster. So all of these artists have also contributed spot art. So those are little pieces of artwork that you can put on all your publicity material, onto your anything that you're creating that is for the reading program, onto your social media. And we also have other graphic designers that have provided spot art as well that is in the resource guide. So the resource guide, when you purchase it, you get all of those graphics, and you also get over 400 pages of ideas that fit the theme of Reading Colors Your World. So there's program ideas, there's decoration ideas, there's craft ideas, bibliographies, articles, and so much more. And again, like Becca pointed out, these are all created by librarians. So created by librarians for librarians. And there's a couple of different ways that you can get the resource guide. You can get a print copy as well as a flash drive, and you can get those two together for $25. A flash drive is $15 and a download is $15. But I do want to point out, if you are an institutional member, you do get one free complimentary copy, and you can email iREAD@ila.org with your library name, as well as your request for that complimentary copy. But make sure that you talk with your coworkers about that first, because it is just one free copy per library. So only send one email, but you will be able to share that with all of your coworkers once you get the download. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Gretchen.
Okay, so here we have Erica Hankey-Young. She's the youth liaison for iREAD. She works at 6 Mile Regional Library District, and she is going to share with us 2 programming ideas that are in the resource guide for family engagement.
Hi, I'm Erica Hankey-Young, Youth Services Manager for 6 Mile Regional Library District in Granite City. I am also the Youth Services Liaison to iREAD, and with me today is my coworker Rebecca, and we're going to show you a couple STEM activities, some color experiments to go with the summer reading theme of Reading Colors Your World. The first one we're going to do is called Walking Water. You need 6 plastic cups, 3 empty ones, and 3 we will put food coloring in. If you're doing this in person, you can just use food coloring and water, the liquid food coloring. If you're doing this as a take-home kit, you can put the food coloring drops in the bottom of a plastic cup and let that dry. And then when they take it home, they just have to add water, and it's easy to send out in a kit. So we are using yellow, red, and blue food coloring in 3 of the cups. And then in between the cups with food coloring, we have just empty cups. And we're going to put water in the cups with the food coloring. And then we'll also need paper towels to go into the cups. We have noticed that these cheap, thin paper towels from the library's bathroom works really great. Your more expensive, nice, thick, and absorbent paper towels do not work as well. And then we're just going to fold the paper towels into about an inch strip. And you need about 6 paper towels. And they are going to go in your cups, bridging 1 full cup to an empty cup. And the water is going to walk from the cups with the food coloring through the paper towels into the empty cups. This would be a good thing, you know, to talk to the kids and see what predictions they can make, what color is going to go fastest. I don't know if you want to use hot and cold water, if hot water or cold water makes things go faster or slower. You have younger kids, you can work on, you know, the blue and yellows combining, what color, you know, is going to end up in this cup, or the yellow and red, the red and the blue. So it's a fun little experiment, and while our water is walking, we will show you one more. We do chromatography butterflies, so you can get some art in there as well. So what you will need for this one is just a coffee filter and a marker. We've noticed also cheap markers work best, so when cheap things work well, that's what we're going to use. You don't want to let the kids color like close to the middle, because you need that clear spot to go in the water. So kind of like that middle outer edge, and they can color a lot more elaborately than I am. So you just kind of have some marker around the outer edge. We're going to fold this in half and fold it kind of in that cone shape and fan it out a little bit. If you have a shorter cup, that might work a little better. And you'll want to get just the tip of the coffee filter touching the water. You don't want any ink in the water, marker ink, or it'll kind of mess up the whole thing. So as the water absorbs into the coffee filter, it's going to hit that marker and fan that out and separate the colors in that marker to make this nice little thing. So, you could kind of ask the same kind of questions with the kids, what's going to go faster, hot or cold water, making it faster, slower, or, this is a black marker. This was also a black marker. What colors do you think is going to leak out of that black marker? And then the fun thing you can do is when these are dry, and if you are doing this at the library in a hurry, we've also taken this to schools before, you can just bring along a hairdryer, dry them out real quick. You kind of gather them up. And this is a full one, but about half pipe cleaner. Works really great. We're going to gather it up, put the pipe cleaner around. You can make yours a lot prettier than mine, but kind of twist that up and make some antenna, and you have a pretty chromatography butterfly. So just a couple STEM ideas that will go with our Reading Colors Your World summer reading theme. Have fun doing this, and thanks for watching.
All right, and here we have a video from Heather Colby. She is the teen liaison for iREAD, and she works at Homer Township Public Library District, and she is going to share with us some ideas from the 2021 resource guide for how to engage teens in the Reading Colors Your World theme.
Hi everyone, I am Heather Colby, the Teen Services Coordinator at the Homer Township Public Library. I'm going to share how you can use the 2021 iREAD resource guide to serve teen patrons at your library. So just a reminder, the resource guide has dozens of ideas that can be used with teens. These are just a few of them. We'll start with programs. Post-it art show. Post an art show of tiny masterpieces. This program is easy and cheap because it uses materials that you most likely already have. Post-its of various colors, along with markers, colored pencils, and crayons. It can be done as a passive program that you leave out in the library for teens to do on their own time, or a scheduled program where you make art together. Stress that no artistic ability is required, and that weird doodles and favorite quotes are encouraged. Then display the drawings as a mini art show in the library. Wreck This Journal. Give teens their own copy of Wreck This Journal by Carrie Smith, an art journal of creative prompts such as trace the things in your bag, drip something here, and sew this page with colorful thread or string. Provide supplies such as markers, glue, glitter, stickers, scissors, etc. If you can't afford to buy a copy of the book for each teen, you can make a DIY version together. Give the teens blank notebooks and create your own prompts before the program. Print them on slips of paper and let the teens randomly pick which ones to do. Graphic Novel Book Club. Book clubs can be hard to run. Hosting a graphic novel book club can help pull in readers. But since it's also difficult to get teens to buy into reading an assigned book each month, structuring a book club around types or themes of graphic novels might generate more excitement and let teens explore and express their own tastes. Teens can read a book that fits the assigned theme to share with others at the meeting. You should have some vague discussion questions about their response ready for them, but be sure to leave time for the teens to discuss the books on their own with the group. This is a great reader's advisory opportunity, as you can offer titles that fit each theme on your promotional materials. Potential themes include manga, biography, nonfiction, superhero, sci-fi, memoir, series, standalone, wordless, adaptation, and more. Next, we'll move on to crafts. Just a note, material lists and step-by-step directions are included in the guide, along with some photos. DIY Pride Pins. LGBT+ teens or allies can make pride pins in this easy, fun craft. Teens can draw their own designs on shrink plastic sheets. You can also offer pre-printed designs that the teens can trace. Keep in mind that the designs need to be 3 times the size of the finished pin. You'll then cut the plastic and melt it down to a smaller size using heat like a toaster oven or heat gun. Once the pin cools, attach a pin back with a hot glue gun and wear the pin with pride. As a note, if you're on a tight budget, you can also use plastic cups or clear plastic takeout containers instead of the plastic sheets. Styrofoam Head Challenge. Provide a styrofoam head to each teen, which can be purchased at craft stores or Amazon. If you are hosting this as an in-house program, offer a range of supplies to decorate it, such as paint, markers, artificial flowers, beads, etc. If offering this as a competition that teens will do at home on their own, provide a theme, such as most creative concept, most unique supplies used, most realistic, and more, and then have patrons vote on the winning design. Color-changing sequin journals. You may have seen reversible sequins on pillows, but here you can use them to make a unique journal. This is a very simple craft. First, glue reversible sequin fabric to a composition notebook. Then, decorate the journals using oil paint pens or markers to paint on the fabric. Paint in one direction and let the ink dry completely before flipping them and painting another design. Finally, let's take a look at some crafts that can be used as teen volunteer projects. Kindness Rocks. I think we're all pretty familiar with Kindness Rocks, but this is a great idea for teens to get service hours, especially if you're looking for projects that can be done at home and not inside the library. Using acrylic paint, teens can color each rock with a base color and then paint a positive message. Once dry, use a sealer such as a clear enamel spray to protect the design. Color a Smile. Color a Smile is a nonprofit group that sends coloring pages to senior citizens, troops overseas, and more. Here's a sample page, but there are hundreds of other pages on Color a Smile's website for you to choose from. Teens can color in the pre-printed designs, or you can print blank sheets from their website for teens who are more artistic and would like to draw their own art. You then mail the drawings to Color a Smile's address, which is on their website, colorasmile.org. Watercolor Positivity Cards. This is a great volunteer activity to help put some positive vibes out into the universe. Use white cardstock and watercolor paint to make a colorful background. Once dry, use paint pens or permanent markers to write affirming messages. Make sure to give the teens a list of messages to choose from. Leave the cards and books throughout your library to brighten a stranger's day. What else is in the resource guide? Besides a ton of programming and craft ideas, there are display ideas, bibliographies, marketing and promotional templates, and more. The 2021 iREAD Resource Guide will help make your summer reading program engaging, fun, and full of color.
And here we have Lauren Pierce, who created a video. She is from the Plainfield Public Library District, and she's going to share with us ways to engage adults into the Reading Colors Your World program theme.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the adult programming section of the iREAD Showcase. My name is Lauren Pierce, and I am the iREAD Committee Adult Liaison, and I'm also a reference librarian at Plainfield Public Library District. I'm so excited today to be talking to you about the new iREAD theme, Reading Colors Your World. I love this theme. I think it's so fun. There's so much you can do with it in terms of like arts and science and nature, but also culture and community and kindness. And today I'm going to focus my conversation on diversity and how we can promote programming that promotes diversity to our adult patrons. And I think the best way that we can discuss this diversity with our adults is through books and book discussions. As you can see here on the screen, there's lots of wonderful contemporary and historical fiction out there that are very popular for our book club groups, such as The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett or They're There by Tommy Orange. So today I'm going to actually talk about some more uncommon book club choices, some nonfiction picks, and then some non-traditional fiction picks as well. On each slide, I'm going to talk about some books and also point out some programs that could go with the books, and you can find these programs at the corresponding page numbers in our iREAD resource guide. So first topic I'm going to talk about is diversity, equality, and inclusion and social justice. These are really important topics in our world right now. Diversity is something that our communities need to talk about and learn from. So one book that I would really highly recommend is Here For It by Eric Thomas. He's a writer. He writes for Elle. He's written for New York Times. And he talks about growing up Black in a white neighborhood, talks about growing up gay and what that was like. So there's a lot to learn from his essays, and they're really fun and funny. And it's a great way to bring in those 20, 30-something-year-olds that we all covet for our book club groups. So it's definitely one I'd recommend checking out. And there's all kinds of programs that you can do to go with some of these social justice books. Don't forget to reach out to your community groups and invite them to attend your book discussion. So there can really be a community discussion. Promote programs that promote kindness and that spread the message of kindness throughout your community. Also consider inviting a local historian to come to your library and talk about the different ethnic groups, the different cultural groups that are within your community, and talk about how these different groups make your community the beautiful community that it is. Another topic that you consider is food memoirs. Everyone loves food. Everyone loves talking about food, so you can't really go wrong with food. There's all sorts of great books out there, such as Eat a Peach by David Chang or Notes from a Young Black Chef. Some programs that you could do with this would be like a book tasting party where you could have local restaurants provide food for a program at the library where people can taste the food and then they can try different books at the same time. It'd be a really fun event. Also, consider reaching out to your local chefs and asking them to do cooking demonstrations. This is very popular at my library. Patrons love it. And the great thing about this is that you can make it virtual if you need to. So it can be done live in person or as a virtual program through Zoom or something like that. And we don't really know what next summer is going to be like. We may still need social distance, so it's really good to have some virtual options. And of course, art and fashion go really hand in hand with the theme Reading Colors Your World. There's lots of wonderful art books out there, including the memoir Old in Art School by Nell Painter. She talks about overcoming gender and age and race to meet her goal of getting her master's in fine art. She also talks about how all of our differences make art beautiful and more beautiful. There, of course, is a bajillion things you could do with art with this summer reading theme, but a couple of things I wanted to point out would be like a Bob Ross art party. Everyone loves Bob Ross. You just put on a video, you provide the supplies, and everyone's good to go. Or consider doing a bad art night, and this is great for people who are afraid of art or maybe feel like you're not good at art. Bad art night, you make bad art on purpose. You make something that's silly or ugly, and then you get to vote on who did the silliest and ugliest art. It's really fun. So now I'm going to talk about some uncommon fiction genres that you maybe haven't considered for your book club groups. Romance is one that is a very popular genre, but you usually don't do it for a book discussion. However, there's so much beautiful diversity in romance right now. The romance genre is really pushing for more diverse authors to release their books and make them more widely known. So there's things like The Bride Test by Helen Hoang, which has an Asian main character who's also autistic, or Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert, where again it's a person of color who's the main character, but also someone who's bisexual. So lots of different points of view and lots of different things to discuss for your groups. Also, don't be afraid to dip your toes into mystery and thriller. Thriller, again, a very popular genre among your patrons. So there's like the new book, Leave the World Behind by Ruman Alam. This is getting a ton of buzz, and it's a way to entice those thriller readers to come to your book clubs, but also have a really important discussion about class and race. And then don't forget horror, sci-fi, and fantasy. There's lots of people out there who that is their genre. They love it. So don't be afraid to try something like Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, where it's a twist on your typical horror, Gothic horror novel, and it takes place in 1950s Mexico. So something a little different, something that might get your readers excited. And of course, there's way more books out there than the ones I just named. There's so many wonderful, diverse titles out there, and they all have these beautiful, bright colors in their covers. So please use them on your book displays for summer reading. Please put them on your reading lists. And then please consider using them for your book discussions for your summer reading program. Because these books, with their diverse authors and their diverse characters, they really show your readers how reading really truly does color your world and show you some new perspectives. Thank you.
All right, so normally at conference, we do an iREAD. We have the showcase, which would be in person, and then we do a make and take activity. So that's where you would come and get your hands on all of the incentives we're selling on the website, so you can see what, and have more hands-on feel. Since that's not the case this year, I made a video with all of the swag, and it has a variety of the incentives, so you have a way that you can see them that way, as instead of just looking at the website. Okay, let's jump right into the incentives on the website for 2021. The first thing we have is a bubble illusion wand. Next thing I've got is a box of crayon finger puppets from one of our illustrators, of course, Oliver Jeffers. They are super cute finger puppets. And next we've got the diffraction grading glasses. So it comes in a pack of 12. This is what it looks like. We've got a 10-pack of DIY steam, plane, and glider kits. And it comes with a bunch of different ways that you can make the plane. There's no one right way. And so that's the fun, and it can create different challenges for kids who are participating in that program. We have a draw your own comic kit. So it comes in a pack of 12, and this is what the comic book looks like that the kids make. And it's got about 8 pages inside. Comes with its own packet of crayons and some cool stickers. So we've got like comic book words, we've got superhero comic book buildings, and we've got actual superheroes and lettering. That's awesome. We have a fish and sand art magnet craft kit. So it comes with 12 kits per set. So it comes with the fish, a packet of instructions, and 4 different kinds of sand art. And so here's an example one that I made. So you can make it whatever colors out of the 4 that you want, whichever section you peel off one at a time and fill in the colors that way. We've got a flying butterfly. So it comes in this kind of a package. and it comes with 12 per pack. And so to use it, you wind it up, wind it up, wind it up. On the picture, it shows kids can hold it like this and then let it fly, and it actually works really well. We've got iridescent flow rings. So these got these cool rings that then turn into cool shapes, very colorful and exciting. We have a little artist photo stick prop. So it comes with a bunch of props inside, and it's perfect for a photo booth fun. It's got like berets, there's like paint, there's like a painting palette and a painting brush. So it's super cute, super fun. We have a mug, of course, that says "Reading Colors Your World" with our artist Hervé Toulet on there, his handiwork. We have got these awesome neon mini shuttle pens that you can buy that come in a package of 12 and have like 10 different colors on them that you can use. And you can click the end to make it go to the next color. The next thing we've got is for like adults or teens. So it is a multi-purpose toolkit for your pocket. So it has a flashlight, it has a, what is that called? Like a scale or whatever. Sorry. And it comes with 4 different screwdriver heads that you can use. And whichever one you want to use, you put into this side, and it's magnetic. So even if I go like this, it still stays in there. And then it folds right nice and right back up and can go right in your little pocket. I have got a rubber chicken that makes a crazy noise. So this is a fun, colorful toy, and it goes along with one of our programs called Chicken Karaoke. Okay, we've got an optic kaleidoscope on the website this year, and on the inside, it's about 8 inches. It's very nice. We have a children's portion plate. So this one doesn't have our, iREAD art on it yet, but the ones that you can buy off the website will. So very cute, very helpful to parents. We've got a coloring flip book. So let me see if I can show you what it looks like. So there's one side. Okay, that kind of worked. And then the other side. Is a giraffe that kids can color. So that's $5. And we've got a crayon plush from Oliver Jeffers that is like this big, pretty big here, and it's super soft and nice. It's $12. We've got a glitter rocket lamp. So when you shake it, we've got some, it's like a mini lava lamp. It doesn't turn on any certain way. You just shake it on like that, and then it'll eventually turn off. Next, I've got an iridescent drawstring bag. So this is very cool. As you can see, it's kind of see-through, and it's iridescent. It's nice and big, and it's perfect drawstring bag for like a tween or a teen or a family. We have also an iridescent stainless steel water bottle to go along with that. So this is very nice and sturdy and super colorful. Okay, what have we got next? Oh, a light up handheld fan. That is, of course, very colorful when it works. Keeps getting in the way of my hand. There we go. Ooh, how cool is that? Feels like we're at a carnival or something. Perfect. And, you know, of course it actually works as a fan. We've got a ombre lunch cooler. So it's pretty big. Can hold some snacks, or it can hold a couple like cans of pop or water. And it's a cooler on the inside. Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, okay, this is an on-the-go tote. So it's got nice straps. Got a pocket here, place here for a water bottle or some pens. And when you open it up, it folds out kind of nice, and it's perfect like laptop bag or for your books. All right, so let's see, what else do we have here today? Oh, okay, so now I have a silicone phone wrap with holder ring. So this can wrap around someone's phone, and then they can use it as, they can use the ring here while they're scrolling through their phone. So that's nice. And we've got a square 4-color highlighter, of course, to go along with Reading Colors Your World. And you take off the ends. Wow, we're just gonna, oh, there we go. Okay, ignore that took so long, and they're very nice. We have a shirt to show you, Reading Colors Your World. Very nice, soft cotton. And just 2 more things, bear with me guys. So we've got a yoga stretch band. So looks like this. And to separate it, you just kind of twist it. And then there's a cute little yoga stretch band for little kids or for any age. And finally, we will have this too on the website. I don't see it yet, but it's a phone holder for the car. So there's these little guys that go into like the air vents, and then you can adjust this so that it can fit your phone for your car. So thank you guys. Let us know if you have any questions about what you can find on the website for incentives at your library. Here I have Becca Bolin to talk to you more about Summer 2022 Read Beyond the Beaten Path.
Hi. So you guys saw all of the great art and all of the great incentives for 2021, and now we are starting to think about 2022. And I'm so excited to share the great artists that we have available that are going to be doing our art and our spot art. As you can see, for preschool this year, we're going to have Dave Pilkey or Dave Pilkey, both are acceptable. And he is sharing work with his character Dragon with us. So we're very excited to have him on board, and all of the really sweet dragon art. And of course, he is well known to and beloved by kids. So I think they're going to be excited to see him. Jessica Gibson, her book, she did the illustration for Time to Roar. The bear on the cover gives you a really great idea of what her art looks like and what the style is like, but I highly recommend going to her website and looking at her art, because when we saw her individual beautiful illustrations, we knew that she had to be a part of iREAD. So she's going to do this school age art. For young adults, we have Kayla Miller. They are really well known for their graphic novels, and So camp is the one obviously that stuck with us, but they just had one come out called ACT that's all about politics and that sort of thing. And the art that they have created, I am so in love with. And I cannot wait for you all to see it. It is just absolutely delightful. So that is super exciting. And then the adult all ages art is by Christina Steen Stewart. They have a graphic novel called, oh boy, Archival. Look them up. they have a, it just totally went out of my head and I apologize for that. But they have web comics and their art is also fabulous. I have to say when we saw the art recently, it's a drawing of a bunch of people very close together in a library, all like signing up for programs and stuff. And I had a little bit of an anxiety, but we are hoping and sure that by 2022, that will no longer be anxiety provoking and it'll just be representative of what we're doing in libraries again. So we've talked a lot about how the resource guide and the iREAD program in general is by librarians and for librarians. And of course, by that we mean by library staff for library staff. And so that doesn't just happen magically. We don't get 400 different resources from the four of us. We need your help. So now is the time where we are asking for your thoughts and your ideas. If you have a great idea for camp, and it doesn't have to be camp in the traditional like s'mores and campfires and hiking kind of way. It can be space camp, it can be theater camp, it can be art camp, it can be coding camp. It can be a great bibliography of your favorite camp related stories or picture books. It can be great ideas for decorations. Like, have you made a killer indoor campfire for your children's space? Like, tell us how you did it. Just let us know. We would love to have your input and your help. Submitting is super easy. There are forms available on the iREAD website, and I'm sure that we will have all of that available to you guys soon. And we can't do this without your input, and we can't do this without your help. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, I have these great ideas, but what's in it for me? I understand our time is precious. I get it. This is what is in it for you. This is something that you can share on a resume, perhaps. Like if you would like to beef up your resume a little bit, if you have some really great ideas for programming and you would like to have samples of writing that you can submit to have like journals and stuff, because a lot of them require some sort of submission in terms of your writing. So you already have published work that you can show. It's certainly great for things that you've accomplished in the past year when you're looking at your yearly review. So there's all kinds of reasons to do it beyond just love of libraries, love of summer reading, and wanting to help out your fellow librarian. So yeah, I think that covers everything. Also just know that like iREAD gives back, especially to the state of Illinois. And so part of why we have such a wonderful and robust state association is because of the iREAD program. And you have an opportunity to be a part of that. And we would love your help. If you have any questions about how to do that, the kind of information and resources that we're looking for, or anything at all, just ask us at the end of the presentation or send iREAD an email and we will make sure we get back to you post haste. So now I am going to hand it over to Donna, who's going to talk about 2023. What is time? That's the future. Donna, take it away.
Great. Thank you, Becca. So I am Donna Block. I'm a teen services librarian at the Niles Main District Library, and I am the 2023 iREAD chair. So back at our September meeting, we voted on the broad theme for 2023, and we selected voice. So we're really just at the very beginning of our journey for this theme, and the next step is to select a tagline for it. There's a few examples on this slide here, And there are many more on a Padlet that we've created. It's online. And I want to tell you a little more about what this theme means. So think about voice. Our voices have power. We use our voices to share stories, express ourselves, speak our minds, and spark change. Our voices, when I say voice, I'm not just talking about like the sounds that are coming out of my mouth, but words that we write, art we create, the motions that our bodies make, and just the actions that we do every day that have an impact on the world. So as a broad theme, voice can provide context for exploring all different topics like history, social justice, STEAM fields, as well as developing programs that demonstrate how libraries and reading can help patrons of all ages help make themselves be heard. So voting is open now for the tagline. You can use the QR code that is featured right here on this slide. You can just use your phone feature or the camera feature on your phone to scan it, and it'll take you to the Padlet for voting. And we are asking everyone to please just select one tagline, the one tagline that you feel best represents the theme. Only vote once, so everyone's vote gets an equal count. And to vote, you just click on the heart next to the tagline that you feel is best. And there's also a link to the Padlet in our iREAD booth, so you can visit the booth later and vote that way as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Donna. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, Alex. That concludes our iREAD showcase presentation for you today. And make sure you visit the booth. You can earn game points. You can visit our website, and you can also vote for the tagline for 2023's voice as well. And a few of us will be available here for questions afterwards, so stick around if you have any. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.